Guys, it's Hook here. Today we're going to cover an efficient way to get max level on all of your classes to unlock the Sage trophy/achievement. And along the way we're going to talk about some strategies that will help you earn Hot Cruelty for kills with explosions, Cold Cruelty for melee kills, and Who's Counting Anyway for the 53,000 kills you need. So step one here is don't do any of this until you've finished the campaign on Very Hard. And by the time I'd finished it, I had about 1.5 of my classes leveled, I had about 1/4 of the melee kills done, and about half of the explosion kills done, and about half of the 53,000 kills I need. So we need to grind the rest out. Now there are many great videos out there about XP farming in this game, and while that is a key component of this grind, it's not the only thing. To be efficient, we really need good XP per minute. It really should be repeatable and consistent. You should be able to know how much XP you're going to get each run, and you should be aiming for parallel progress across a number of trophy/achievements. Sage, Hot Cruelty, Cold Cruelty, and Who's Counting Anyway. So in my experience, the first mission is the best mission for this. And if you have a little cohort of 3 other buddies that you can play with, then doing it on Very Hard with 4 friends is going to net each of you between 13,000 and 18,000 XP every 15 minutes. It's the best way you can do it. Next best will be to do the run on Hard, solo with bots. You will get between 12 and 16,000 XP per run, and a run will take you about 30 minutes. 30 minutes because we're going to be farming kills at the end of it before we actually end the run. And if you can't quite do Hard solo reliably and consistently, then we'll do normal, which will net you between 8 and 12,000 XP per run, which will take 30 minutes again because there's a farm at the end. But Hook, I hear you say, what about doing it very hard with randoms and matchmaking? This was often my face as I'm watching my teammates do things during the match. In my experience, playing with randoms and matchmaking doesn't meet the reliable and consistent standard. And anywhere between 1/3 and 1/4 of the matches ended in a wipe, which really just was a gigantic waste of time. So I'm going to show an abbreviated run here, showing some of the opportunities to do Hot Cruelty, Cold Cruelty, and general XP farm tips that you might not already be doing, especially if you're playing with randoms. So your first Hot Cruelty opportunity is right at the start. You can use the barrel or one of the extra gas tanks to get some explosion kills. Again, this grind is going to entail you doing this run a lot. Getting a few explosion kills every run will add up and get you that trophy. And just after you've refilled the truck, there's another Hot Cruelty opportunity. Again, get a few more here. Next, when you're driving the truck and you come out of the sludge for the first time back onto land, look for this little bit of concrete propped up against the wall and park the left front side of the truck up against it. This gives you a little bit of space on the left side of the truck to stand and get some melee kills. Again, you don't need to get all 5,000 kills right here, but getting 50 kills per run will increment your progress by 1% on the total 5,000 kills you need. Additionally, it's going to be earning you class XP for this run, and if you brought a gas tank down here, you could be getting your gas tank melee kills. Again, if you do this a little bit every run, then eventually you will pop the Cold Cruelty trophy. Just from an efficiency standpoint, the only thing we're really interested in picking up on these runs is spare parts if they're right there in the way. You really don't need any spare parts, but if there's one there, I'll grab it. Okay, here we are at the Call the Elevator section, and this is really all about farming kills and XP. Obviously, do make sure to grab the sludge seed. One of the advantages of doing this in solo is you don't have to fight with randoms about who gets it. Now, from a class XP standpoint, auto turrets are your friend. You can only shoot with one gun at a time, but every turret you place down adds another gun you're shooting with. A kill from a turret is your XP. We can put 2 turrets down at once, so I'm going to put down 2 turrets here. I'm going to have the bots buy the combat gear, and now go place the second turret. The key here is I want to be the one that kills almost all of the upcoming enemies in this wave. Any kill that a bot gets is not XP that I got, but any kill that a turret gets is XP for me. So as you can see, I'm shooting my gun only mildly here, yet the XP badges are racking up. That's because the turrets are doing most of the kills. Once you're done with that wave, do not use the EMP on the truck and the elevator yet, because instead we're going to go take this turret ammo and we're going to throw that in the elevator so that we can later use that ammo either on the truck's turret or on an auto turret. And I'm going to place a turret in the elevator so that again, in the upcoming fights, I'm going to get XP from that turret. In this clip, I only placed one turret, but you can actually place two here on hard because there's enough turrets to do that. You're going to complete the ID cards and control room phase upstairs, and any turrets you place down will get all the XP kills for you. And once you're done with all that and ready to head into the main garage, there is another hot cruelty opportunity for you. After you shoot the stalkers on the other side of the door, just let the mob come towards you. When they're close, blow up that tank. As I mentioned before, on hard and normal modes, on this run we're going to farm kills at the end before ending it. So I'm going to get the truck up on these stairs to make it so that the enemies can only come at us from one direction. Additionally, at the end I can use the turret on the truck, even in this position, to finish the sludge. Which brings us back to that turret ammo that I threw in the elevator before. In this case, I'm going to use it to refill the turret on the truck because the bots are trigger happy and it's always empty. But you could also use this turret ammo to refill an auto turret that you'll place down later in this phase. Again, I have the bots buy the combat gear, and because it's on hard, I'm going to have them also buy the health because I want to make sure I complete the run. Okay, so I placed down one of the auto turrets at the start. Pick up a refresher, and we're going to turn on the breakers and the generators. As you can see, while I'm doing that, my turrets are already earning me XP. You'll get your first big wave of zombies after the third generator, but before you blow up the 3 nodules. I generally cleared that wave before I shot the nodules. Again, the enemies only come from one direction. My turrets are racking up the kills. You'll be grabbing a lot of ammo and grabbing refreshers on the turrets and the health. So that first turret that I put down is expired, so I'm going to place down another one, or I'll refill its ammo if I have turret ammo. Okay, that wave's done, so now it's time to shoot the nodules. And at this point, it's an infinite swarm of zombies until that sludge mass health bar gets to 0. So this is where we farm. I just try and stay safe. I keep laying down turrets while I've still got them. Keep killing enemies. Keep racking up that XP. Now, on normal difficulty, all this is exactly the same, except you have more turrets and you will get more kills, but your XP multiplier will be less. So you'll have to judge for yourself between hard and normal about which one feels right for you. And after a good many runs, you will eventually pop the Who's Counting Anyway trophy/achievement. Now, as I said before, it's important you complete the run. So on hard, I kept going until I had no more med kits that I could pick up, and I was down to about half of my current health. That was my signal to say, okay, it's time to end the run in case I accidentally died. And since I'm leveling Defender here, I don't have a really powerful way to kill that sludge, like if I was a strike or an operator. I always just jump on the turret and the truck and use that. And after many of these runs, you'll eventually max level your 4th class and pop the trophy/achievement Sage. As you can see, this run on hard solo earned me 16,000 or so XP, and it took about 25 minutes to do the run. And that's it, guys. That's how you can efficiently grind these last trophy/achievements in Toxic Commando. I hope that helps, and I'll catch you in the next one.